I saw a graphic put out the other day. It wasn't by us, I don't think. But I saw a graphic put out the other day, and it was just listing the highest paid coaches in America. And so I know this has been a topic forever, the whole what's the best job in the country thing. But that's always using this static list of criteria. Let's remove the list. Let's talk about you and me here, Cole Cubelic, Josh Pate, our own personal opinion, what we factor, what we value, what we don't care about. What do you think is the best situation in America? If you could just move one guy out of his job and you take over and you've got his salary, his office, his roster, like everything he has, but also the massive plate of issues and drama relative to his particular situation, whose spot would you want?
Okay, well, you asked it a little bit different than what I would have expected, because if you just ask best situation, I don't think that's a job that I necessarily want or would take or would move other person and go take that seat. Best situation would probably be like a Mark Stoops or a Kalen DeBoer.
Yep.
That would, and I think you could win a national championship at Washington. I'm not necessarily sure that you can at Kentucky. So everybody that says Mark has the best job in America, I don't think it's far off from that, but I also think it depends on what you want, what your end game is. If you're putting me in that position and I'm going to go deal with NIL and I'm going to deal with the portal and then I'm going to deal with regular recruiting and all this other stuff that goes with it, I want to win a national championship. Like, that's going to be the only really trade-off. Even the $8, $9, $10, $11 million check is not going to be enough. I need a title. I need a ring. I need to walk around for the rest of my life saying I did that. So put me in Austin, Texas, because I think the all-encompassing of what you're going to get there, the celebrity prowess, the brand, the image, what it is when I walk into any high school locker room, any high school head coach's office, any living room in any part of the country, they're going to know what that means. Like, they're going to get it. They know exactly what we're talking about. They know the color of the shirt when I walk in. I don't have to sell them on Austin, Texas. It's a town that offers, whether it's the big city, the lake, whatever. I got McConaughey coming in there. We can hang out. I got Bevo, the mascot that everybody's going to love. The NIL program is obviously second to none. I got guys driving Lamborghinis, for God's sake. I think we're going to be okay when it comes to NIL. And I know for a fact that my school can win a national championship. We've done it in recent memory. Well, depending how old you are, recent memory, not a lot for a lot of high school kids. But I can go show you high-definition footage of Texas winning a national championship. We don't need Jefferson Pilot dirty windshield footage of you winning a national championship. So, yes, it would be hot as hell in the summer. Yes, I'm going to have to stiff arm a lot of the boosters. But see, here's where I think I differentiate myself from a lot of coaches. My first hire is an FU coach. I don't care about my coordinator. I don't care about O coordinator, D coordinator, system that I run, anything like that. I'm going to get the best FU coach money can buy. And that's going to be the guy that can walk in my office and say, hey, man, don't do that again. Or when I walk out of a press conference, he pulls me into the next office down the hall and says, you can't say that anymore. Stop it. Stop it right now. And it's going to be someone that I listen to that knows football, that knows the all-encompassing game, that knows what our goals are, that I'm not going to get my feelings hurt if he tries to tell me I'm being a dummy. And that person is going to be standing next to me every step of the way. Now, it could probably be my wife. She'd probably be pretty good at it. I just don't know if she knows the recruiting college football side of it. But someone who can speak to me that way, that also understands the college football world. I got a couple ideas who it might be. You're way too nice for that. But a couple other guys that I think could come in there and fill that void.
You know, you also got to have a little muscle. See, you've got to work on softening your edges. You got too sharp an edge right now. You would play horribly in the public arena. You just would. You wouldn't even talk to Colin at the Tennessee game the other night. I got the reports back. I know you didn't say hey to him. And so I can't have that as my head coach. I've got to have someone who softens the edges of Cole Cubelic a little bit. I'm thinking while you're talking, because I had an answer in my head. I was going to do Kentucky. I was going to do Stoops because he makes $9 million a year. He is a top 10 salary guy with reasonable expectations around him. But the more I think about it...
And Lexington is amazing, by the way.
Yeah. And so I'm going to stretch on it because we're showing B-roll of Kroger Field and we don't get to do it a lot, and that's my fault. If I want comfort of life, if I want maximum salary, if I also want to have a rabid fan base behind me, but also have them understand that if we don't go 10-2 this year, it's not the end of the world, that's the place. And also, after I've been there a few years, if I do want to level up, I've got enough resources there to keep myself competitive enough to where I can have my name out on the market any given year. But I was thinking as you were talking, okay, where can I go to get top 10 salary, so be really competitive nationally? Where can I get elite athletes? I don't have to take a backseat to Alabama or Georgia or anything like that. Where are they all in? Where are the facilities really good? But also, where's a place where whatever the local media infrastructure feels like it's still kind of closed off from the rest of America? I think Dabo's got that job. I think Clemson is that job. Clemson's really up there on all of those metrics, but for whatever reason, you don't hear about a lot of the drama over there. It's still really closed off. If someone sneezes the wrong way at Georgia, it's plastered all over the AJC, which then gets blasted all over the country. That doesn't really happen at Clemson. And if I go there, I'm going to use the portal, unlike the guy there now. No offense, I'm just thinking on a different wavelength. So I think it may be Clemson, because what kind of heat? Think about this. What kind of heat has Dabo Swinney encountered recently that wasn't his own doing? Like, he could dissolve all this criticism about the portal tomorrow if he wanted to, just by dipping into the portal a time or two. I actually think I would take the Clemson situation. I feel you on Texas, totally feel you on Texas, but I don't know. I think I would take Clemson. I think I can do everything I want to do there.
I want a rocket launcher when we're going to go after this. Like, I want a tank. Like, I want an entire aircraft carrier to go to battle with. Like, you're walking in with a switchblade. That's cool. I mean, good luck to you. Like, I want every single bit of ammunition possible. I want hand grenades. I want flamethrowers. I want chainsaws. I want all of it. And I know I'm going to have every bit of it in Austin, Texas, because if I don't have it, they're going to go buy it.
Yeah.
No matter where it is or what it costs or how I need to get it, we're going to figure it out. We're going to find it. And once again, that's where my FU coach comes in. If I'm not being nice enough, he sits me down. He says, hey, man, go smile a little bit more. All right. The people think you're mean. We need to put a smile on your face. If he says, hey, you need hair transplants in this off season, you know what? We probably got the best hair transplant guy in America in Austin, Texas. If not, we'll fly him in from LA and we'll do it there. Like, whatever that is, we'll figure it out, because I know I've got every resource possible and we're going to be able to get that done. So I don't know if Clemson's going those miles. And by the way, it's been proven with multiple guys at Texas that you can get that done. There's really been 1.5 guys at Clemson that's shown that they can go do that.
Yeah.
Also, parentheses, sidebar, I excluded Auburn from this, because I think I could manage the stuff, even though I know I really couldn't. I think I could try to. But, like, that's the dream job for me. And that's probably the only one my wife would ever let me take. But if I want to go into a national title as quick as possible, it's Texas.
It's funny when you go visit head coaches now, more and more, you look at who's in the office next to the head coach. It's not always a coordinator. Sometimes it's names that aren't necessarily at the forefront, but are very, very integral parts of those programs.